Welcome to Leading with Joy. We are laughing so hard. Actually, there's just so much joy right now with Lannie and I. We're here to explore what it really means to live, lead, and facilitate with joy. And again, today I'm here with Lannie. We've already got the giggles, you guys. Oh my goodness, it has been a fun session. And I can't wait for you to learn more about Lannie. Yeah, it's fitting because she actually recently came into the Joy Nest and did a session on the Angels of Joy. And we're both like, oh my gosh, the Angels of Joy are here. We are laughing so hard. But welcome, Lannie. Let's start off with a bit of an intro. If you could just share with us a little bit about who you are. And yeah, for anyone meeting you for this first time, how would you describe yourself in the work that you do?
Well, I am a joy facilitator.
Yeah, you are.
And I'm a master angel guide. And I really feel that my mission here on earth is to bring the angels into everyday lives, and just to know that they are here with us, ready to go to work, and they just want you to call on them. And I feel like that's my mission here on earth, is to really bring in angels into people's lives. And I just feel like there's so much life to live. Like, why not live it in joy? Why not live your life fully as much as you can with as much support as you can? And I'm also an author. I wrote a book on how to connect with angels called Know Your Angels. And I co-authored a book called Be Light to Raise Light. It's a Hay House book. And I'm actually just signed on to co-author another book actually in the last few days, and so I'll celebrate that.
Woo, celebrating you.
Yeah,
I love this.
yeah, that's a little bit about me anyways.
Yeah, I love it. Also, Lenny and I have been, in the facilitator program, we work really deeply together. And we've now been actually going at this step further because she's graduated and now wants to like take things further. So we're working together and doing some coaching and brand work together. And what came through in our work, and I want to share this because I think it's really important, is that you're not just not that it's a just, but not just a master angel guide, but you're a master angel teacher. Lannie's story is so profound, and maybe we'll get into a little bit of we call it, the power story, meaning it's the pain that you've walked through, but you've reclaimed the power on it and now are sharing it, which to me is the purpose. Like, it's really bringing purpose to that pain. And she's got just the most inspiring story. And then her connection with the angels is what kind of was a result of that. And we recently had Lannie in to be a guest facilitator in the Joy Nest. And honestly, like, I'm still reading people's response to that session because there's a replay there around how powerful that was for everyone. And it's literally, your work is changing lives. So I just want to thank you for you. And you and I had been in similar circles. We kind of met through Christine Fraser, who's another joy facilitator, but I didn't speak to you until you applied for the program.
Right.
And then it just felt like instant kindred spirits. You're such a friggin' joy beam. We laugh so hard. She swears more than I do, which is so refreshing for me. Let's talk about when you signed up for program and kind of what that looked like for you. Like, what made you say yes to joy facilitation?
Honestly, had I want to say, like, for sure 3 friends, if not more, go through your program, and I seen how much you impacted their lives for the better. And I wanted that for me. Like, I so wanted that for me. And I sometimes get FOMO, and I'm like,
FOMO made you do it.
oh, wait, made me do it in a sense. But I had this feeling that it was going to be transformational for me. And I just kind of knew it. And I wanted to do it for like 2 years prior to signing up. And as soon as I could, I did. And yeah, best decision ever.
Haven't looked back since. Can you share a little bit? I'm so glad you said yes. Like, I've been sharing with every interview about alignment and what that really means and how it needs to be a full yes for the people stepping in, because this is not something we can convince you of. This is like, it's an inner knowing. Joy is who we are, and the people really ready to lead in this way, the way that we teach in facilitator program it's a calling, and it's serious. It's fun. We laugh. You can see we laugh. But it's also deeply serious. And I've been calling it a professional and personal development program. So can you kind of tell us what that journey was like for you walking through program, and how did it help you, if, in your life and your business?
Well, I was kind of transitioning in my life when I stepped in. Recently, I had gone through a divorce. So I was, in a sense, I'd never been in that position before in my life. So not sure of myself in a lot of ways. So when I stepped in and we started doing, because I thought joy was just honestly, it's always been an easy thing for me.
Yeah.
It just is. And I never really saw until I stepped into the program of it's not always easy. And you got to go through the muck sometimes to really feel and experience what joy truly is to you
Yeah.
specifically. And I didn't realize we would go so deep, like I would go so deep, and that I would meet so many incredible individuals that have become like my sisters and I
Yeah.
would trust them with anything because I've shared everything with them. And obviously you. But what it looked like for me was I just wasn't sure when I stepped in what it was going to look like for me, but I knew I wanted growth in my business. I knew I wanted growth as an individual so that I could stop the monkey brain from really taking over because I've had a tendency to really do that in the past. And since doing the program, it's so much clearer and it's so much I'm just so much better and I just feel like my business is on its way. It's just I'm just walking it right now and it's on its way and I just had so many realizations about myself and the infinite possibilities that are available for me. Just have to choose them.
I just got full shivers. Yes,
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah.
Preach. Who do you think this program is for? Who do you think it's a good fit for?
I was going to say anyone, but honestly, somebody that is looking to really step into their own business because I feel like there's so many tools and somebody who's struggling with their own sense of self, of their own sense of maybe self-sacrificing, unworthiness, because this is what helped me. Like I was self-sacrificing all the time. I'm a recovering apologizer. So that it has like really cut that in like more than half because
Mm.
I notice it right away. Because when I go to do it, I notice it. I would say it's anyone looking to improve themselves in a way where they can step into their truly aligned self, their authentic self of who they are to the
Mm.
inside, and step into that and walk their life that way. Yeah,
Powerful.
yeah,
Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I just
yeah.
like to hear what all of you think, like who this would be a good fit for. Was there anything that was surprising for you about the program? Like what were you expecting and did it meet your expectations? And was there anything that was like, oh, interesting, like I didn't even know that this would be a part of it?
I think like all of it was kind of unexpected. Like I thought like a joy facilitator. I wasn't even sure what that meant, but I just knew I needed to do it. What I didn't expect was to find like joy sisters. Like I really didn't expect that at all. Like I wasn't expecting to be so close with the people that were in the program and I can call them up and for anything. Now,
Yeah.
like it's almost like you meet however many are in your program, like all those are like your new best friends. I don't know. I
Yeah.
really wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting all the tools that you give us to help us with our mindset because I
Mm.
thought I had already figured it out. Honestly, I thought I'd already figured it out. But I was so far from figuring out. That's what I realized. I was so far from figuring it out. I actually hadn't made joy a priority in my life, whereas now I have.
Yeah. Ooh, I love that.
Yeah.
And what gets to happen for you now that you make joy a priority in your life? What does that look like tangibly?
I get to ask myself anytime I make any type of decision, is this right for me? What does Lannie want? What does Lannie love? Would this be joyful for her?
Mm.
I never asked myself those questions before. I would just, do what was expected of me and I would just do instead of receive that information first. And learning my sacred yes and my sacred no was huge.
Mm.
Huge. It was game changer
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah,
Yes.
because as healer helpers, we tend to just overgive without even thinking about it. It's very much this programmed level of like sacrifice in terms of not even thinking about ourselves at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so,
And I just find I absolutely, without question, loved every time you would give us what we most needed to hear that day. And it was always so bang on. Like you were so wise and just like the pure channeling that comes through you is gold. Like to me, like I couldn't wait to listen to that every week. Yeah.
Thank you for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's part of, for me, just being in flow and trusting. The program curriculum is created, but as I've said before, it's really about meeting each person, each student, each cohort where they are at and serving to the best of my ability. And so that's a lot of real time shifts, a lot of real time service, a lot of real time channeling. We're not
Yeah.
exactly always sure what's going to come through, but I always trust that we'll be guided because, from my perspective, and I think this is important to share, this work is a soul calling. Every day I wake up and I literally just ask, and it makes life so much easier to ask to be used as an instrument of peace and love and joy. And really, as much as I possibly can get out the way and trust that allows me to show up and just, be in flow and yeah, serving at the highest and best level for all. Yeah.
And you definitely do. You
Thank you.
definitely do.
I think I want to ask you a little bit about like joy session support. Did you feel supported with creating joy sessions? How do you feel now that you're graduated with your ability to create these style of workshops and serve and deliver them in the world?
It's like a game changer for me. Like, for me, it just gave me kind of like, what's that word? Structure. 1,000%. It's the little words. It's the main words, whatever. It gave me structure. Like, I did it my way. Like, I'm doing joy my way, which is with angels. So
Yeah.
I'm teaching about angels in a more structured way, because I had this tendency before. This is why I love it. Okay, and I know my friend will totally appreciate me saying this, is that I have this tendency to go off because I hear another thought and then I'm like, oh, let's follow that. Whereas with this structure, I don't do that anymore. Well, you know,
You'll be you.
I'll be
We will
me,
still go
but
on adventures, but we'll
yes,
swing back around and come back
yeah,
and
because,
get the
yeah,
joy bus. We'll jump back
yes,
on the joy bus and continue on. Yeah.
exactly. Because I know where I'm supposed to end.
Yeah, it's so funny because I'm so the same way. I think that brings me to wanting to just talk about the joy sessions. Like okay, actually, I want to ask you, what is a joy facilitator? When you're like, I didn't even know what a joy facilitator was. What do you know a joy facilitator is now that you've completed the program?
A joy facilitator is one's ability to teach someone how to walk through their life and still come out the other side, and just with choosing joy, like to make joy a priority, like teaching them in their way. It's not necessarily the same thing all the time, it can be different. And I feel like joy facilitation is teaching other people how to reach joy in their own way.
And using
That's to
tools
me what it
such
means.
as,
Yes, using as the joy method.
I'm setting you up. I'm
Yeah,
setting you
as the
up.
joy total joy method. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is like
And the joy
throughout.
sessions.
And the joy sessions. Yeah, that's a given, because that's what brings you to the other side, is really learning how to do the joy method, because it'll take you maybe out of when your mind is spinning and you don't feel like yourself and you're not sure what to do because you can't get out of this one, whether it's anxiety, fear, anger, you just can't get out of it.
Hmm.
So it teaches you how to move from that frequency into one that you would love, which is usually joy, because it's higher than love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that. Okay,
Yeah.
and so let's talk about joy sessions, which really are a style of workshop which involves, a themed talk, sharing of your story, your power story. It involves a joy session style meditation, then joy journaling typically, and then inspired action. And the reason why, so that's like what makes a joy session
Yes.
specifically. But joy sessions really, again, are a structure to support people in feeling better, in manifesting lives that they're excited to wake up to, in regulating their nervous systems. They're really transformational experiences, and they all use the joy method, which is a 7-step method that supports feeling better. Again, it's all of these things. It's got law of attraction built in, mindfulness, meditation, positive psychology, and everything that I've ever known built in. But what's so beautiful, I think, about these tools, because they're tools, is the intention is to actually support each facilitator coming in to share and shine their light in their way. Right? It's not, you're not here to do it the way I do it. You have the tools and the frameworks and the structure to share your medicine and your
Yes.
gifts and your wisdom.
Yes. And I absolutely love that. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, it just gave me a framework to do my own work, a
Yeah.
structure. Yeah, totally.
I love
And
it.
it, like, gave me an out of box way to kinda, like I didn't have these ideas before. Well, like, I didn't know how to put it together. I had this idea, but I wasn't sure if that's what I wanted to do, but then it just worked out. I'm gonna teach about, like, my signature session is gonna I'm gonna teach about the angels of joy. Like, that wasn't a thing before this course. So, I mean, can I just say, like, it's my most favorite program I've ever done in my entire life. It is. It truly is. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I freaking love you. And
I
I'm so
freaking love
glad
you
you said
too.
yes to this. And you guys, Lannie is lighting it up. You're very humble, but I think in working together, something that I'm excited for you about is like your ability to share and just unapologetically share and shine your light because the world needs it. And she's also an angel activator. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us more about you. Let's talk about Lannie. Okay,
Lene.
what's kind of coming up for you? How can people engage with you? Can you share a little bit more about what you're up to that people might be able to step into?
Well, I'm going to be doing a monthly series about the angel activations. Like, we're going to step into the first one is obviously going to be the angels of joy. Stepping in and really learning so much more about angels, learning about who the legions of angels actually are and what they can do for you in your lives and who are the angels of joy and how can they bring joy into your life. It's really a monthly series. So it's going to be the angels of peace. The next one's going to be the angels of abundance. It's unlimited. It's just going to be unlimited because they just all come through and there's a freaking angel for everything.
Talk about
So
abundance.
yeah, they just like once one comes in, then they all want to come in. So I'm going to be doing that. I do one-on-one sessions with people. They're kind of like a everything meets all kind of one-on-one session because I never know if it's going to be a healing session or an activation session or really just a guidance session. Like
Mhm.
I don't know till they show up. But I just feel like they always feel better after those one-on-ones. And I'm always surprised because I'm like, "What the hell is that?"
Yeah, right. And that's what it's like to
Yeah.
just be an instrument,
Yeah. Yeah,
be a
for
channel.
sure. Yeah, and then in September, I'm gonna have a big, huge course on angels. It's just gonna be
Woo!
like learning everything I know is gonna be channeled into this program. And you're gonna come out activated like you've never seen and just be so guidable. Just be like just this instrument of like guidance, like angelic guidance, angelic direction, angelic everything because they're just like they're the highest vibration of purity, of innocence, of love, of joy. They have that vibration. Like I always explain, like the angels of joy have that like childlike innocence, right? Like that 6-year-old going under the Christmas tree to, Christmas morning to see their presents. I always explain it that way because they're really giddy and they like fun and they like laughter. So they're always making jokes. And that's what I find, anyways. But
Can
yeah.
I tell them from my first Angels of Joy experience that I had with you?
Yes. Yes.
Oh my God, you guys. Okay, so Lannie was guiding Angels of Joy, and in my meditation, and I learned later that none of this was guided. Did my own guide. I went off the rails. But anyway, at one point, I felt like she was guiding us to walk down this hallway, and I was like, "Am I in Rogers Place?" She said, "You keep walking forward," and I saw this figure standing there in full hockey gear. And then your Angel of Joy turns around, and lo and behold, Wayne friggin' Gretzky turns around, and I'm like, "Oh no, Wayne Gretzky cannot be my Angel of Joy." Like, no, turn around again. It needs to be like some winged lady, you know? And I was just like, oh my gosh, Wayne Gretzky's meditation.
But why wouldn't it be him? Oh my god.
So hard. And I'm just like, yeah, my Wayne Gretzky Angel of Joy 99 is now my new angel number. And we had
But
such a good laugh about it.
we did, but that's what they like to bring laughter.
Yeah.
And if it made you laugh, they're like
Then
a chorus
they're
of
winning.
laughter. Yeah, then they're winning. And you're winning.
Okay, so can we take a step back? I want to talk about power stories for a minute. In program, we do really use the pain with which we walk through to reclaim the power and then share our stories. Often in the form of our joy sessions, we will share that because it's also knowing and trusting that the people we're here to serve and inspire and lead and guide are often where we were, maybe 5, 10, 15 steps behind. And so, yeah, I'm just wondering if you would be open to sharing the connection between what you've kind of lived through and the people that you feel called to support through the angels now.
Yeah, I feel like I can totally share my story. I was raising 3 kids under 3.5 years old, and I was, busy mom. Like, busy moms do absolutely everything. They look after their kids. They do everything. Busy moms, I don't know, in my sense anyways, because I'm maybe a little bit older, but back then you did a lot. And I was a really busy mom, and I was diagnosed at 30 with MS, multiple sclerosis. And I was scared. I was scared I was going to end up in a wheelchair. I was losing mobility in my feet, in my legs, in my hands. And I lost sight in my eyes for a little bit. But then it got to my lungs, and everything kind of got real at that point. And not that it wasn't real before, because it totally was. It just was like, oh my God, that was like the holy shit moment, right?
Mm.
And I really had to change my life. And I did. And I feel like I figured it out. It took me, I don't know, 3, 4 years to really dig my heels in and get to work on changing my life and, figuring out my nutrition and exercise and all the things. I feel like up until this point, I figured it out in my
Mhm.
own way. But it was when I was 40 when I started having trouble with pain in my face, and about 42 by the time I was diagnosed with trigeminal neuralgia, which is also known as suicide's disease, or the most painful medical condition known to man. People with this condition, it's called suicide's disease because people with this condition, not all, but some, cannot withstand the pain that's associated with it. So some of them do end up uh taking their own lives. And I'm now 52, and I am still dealing with it at a certain level. But back when I was 50 or 40, I actually lost the ability to eat, to drink, and I couldn't talk. I felt like um I disappeared from my life. I was actually absolutely, it broke me. Like nothing I thought could ever break me, completely broke me. I was in so much constant pain. It was like a 24 hours a day thing. It just never, ever went away. I could never, the only thing, honestly, that I could get it to settle down with was Reiki. Because I went and took a Reiki course, and it would, like, pain medication they give you, it just sort of takes the edge off. It doesn't really help. And so I got to a point where the doctors told me there was nothing more I could do. So just go home and die, basically. That's what it felt like,
Mm.
anyways. I went through 2 brain surgeries to get it to settle. That didn't work. I decided to end my life one day because I just didn't think I could go through one more day
Mm.
with it. It just was so intense. It was because when it started, it was sort of a flash. It's like nerve spasms in the face. And it would be like a nerve spasm, and then it would go, and then it would pull back. But then it got to the point at that point where it was hours and it wouldn't release. And I just decided to do it because I was so shattered and so broken, and I didn't know what else to do. But in that moment, I was surrounded by angels instead of the darkness. I was surrounded by light. And to me, I felt like we talked for hours, but I think it was only 10 or 15 minutes, honestly. But I don't know, it's kind of like when you're in a car, when you're about to be in a car accident or something, and time slows down. I don't know, time slows down. It was like this expansive, time just expanded. And after that, I started listening to my intuition, and I started listening to their guidance, and I met the right healer. I really met a transformational cellular healer that helped me more than a lot of things. I found the right chiropractor. I found the right master herbalist. I just found people that I never found before that. And I just started getting better and better and better. And I found this program. as well. And there was just no looking back after that moment. There was just no looking back. And I mean, it's not 100% gone, but in my eyes, I'm talking to you and I'm eating and I'm drinking water because water was not a thing back then.
Mm.
So I've just made so many strides and I know I will heal completely one day. I know it's going to be gone. Like I already know that. So
Yeah.
it's just being patient.
And that day, thank you so much for sharing, Lannie. It makes,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just such a deep story. That day you made an agreement with the angels, did you?
I did. I did. I made an agreement with them that if they saved me, I would do everything I could in my power to let people know that they're here to help them. Because if they could stop that, they could do anything. Because
Mm.
even my kids couldn't have stopped me that day. Nothing could have stopped me that day from doing what I had planned. Because if they hadn't have saved me, I wouldn't have got to meet my grandkids that are now the light of my life. And I wouldn't have wrote the book. People wouldn't know about the angels, you know? Well, they obviously know about angels,
But
but in
truly,
my way.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, you are such an absolute light. And you have connected so many people to their angels. And I just so deeply know, like, this is also why we met, so that I can, support you in whatever way to get that message out there because I just know and it makes me so emotional. There's so many people suffering right now. And the world needs more light now more than ever. And so I feel like I just want to encourage anyone who is feeling maybe hopeless or lost or like there's no way forward to reach out and
Right.
connect with Lannie. There's her book, Know Your Angels. There's so many resources and there's help available.
There is help available, and they're right here waiting. They're right here waiting for you.
And so,
They
okay,
are.
let's just do this because we're here right now. Why the heck wouldn't we do it?
Okay.
How can people connect with their angels like right now?
Right now, ask them to come in and just give them permission to help you. Just say, I am so happy and grateful that you're here. Like, just thank you, angels, for coming into my life. I'm so happy and grateful you're here. I need help with X, Y, and Z. I surrender this to you. I surrender this to you. And then just watch for signs, watch for how your life gets better. Feel how they change your own frequency. Feel how they maybe adjust the situation. I don't know. I guess trust is probably the hardest. I shouldn't put that on it, but
It's true though. It's the hardest. It's step 7
yeah,
of the joy method, trust. And it's the trickiest for me and everyone that I work with. Like most humans have the trickiest time with trust and like actual surrender.
they do. Yeah. And honestly, if you're having trouble with trust, I would ask for a sign, a specific sign, so that you know they're with you. That
Mm,
is like something that's in real life that can be found, but that isn't normal for you to see.
mm,
So maybe a pink elephant. It's not really normal for you to see, but an elephant is in
the
life.
world.
Because, yeah, in the world, I mean, not elephants are not really necessarily pink, but you can see them online,
Yeah.
because maybe you'll see them online. Maybe you'll see whatever. Maybe it's an eagle. Maybe it's an eagle that you ask, why am I going to animals? I'm not sure, but
Eagle's my sign.
is it? Okay. Yeah, because it's just asking for that confirmation and just giving them because you have to be patient because they have a lot of work to do in order to make that your reality, right? So they do need a little bit of time to put that together for you. And I would write it down, honestly. The greatest gift you can give yourself is to write it down. Because when you ask for a sign, because some people say, well, if it's a yes, show me the pink elephant. But if it's a no, show me the eagle, right? But then they get those mixed up and they can't remember what they said.
So do
So,
your future self a favor and write down what signs you're asking for.
exactly.
There was
Yeah.
something you shared in your session that was around how angels communicate with us. Do you remember what you said? Because this feels really
Yes.
important for people to hear.
Okay. So angels communicate through your imagination. If you were to close your eyes and just breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth a few times. So breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. We're going to do it right now, just apparently. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And just seeing inside your mind, like a memory, just imagining what an angel would look like to you. What does it look like to you? And then that's basically what an angel looks like to you because they come through your imagination
Mhm.
is how you would see an angel because they never want to scare you. They only want to bring you comfort and joy and ease and grace and all the things. So they're not going to show up in a way that you wouldn't recognize them.
Like
They're
Wayne
only going to
Gretzky.
like
No, I know. That one was more winged, you know?
yeah,
I love this. And I felt like because most people, I would say, when it comes to angel signs or signs in general, will kind of talk themselves out of it being a sign by saying, oh, it's only in my mind. But what you're actually saying is that is how spirit communicates with us or angels communicate with us is through the imagination. So it's
through the
to trust it.
imagination. To trust it.
Yeah.
And then when you see this angel in your mind, ask yourself, if this angel were to talk to me, I'm going to imagine, what would they say?
Mm.
And the first thing that comes to your mind is them speaking to you. As long as it's like, because they're so high frequency, right? So as long as it's like,
Loving.
as long as it's loving. Yeah.
I just heard it again. I actually just heard the same message that I heard last time.
Really.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it's as
What a
simple as
chat.
that. It's so easy.
Yeah.
I mean, if you let it be.
It's yeah, like, I think that's the thing about this life and joy in general is it's so much easier than we think. We make it so complex, and not to say that life isn't hard and that there's not suffering and contrast, but it's also where can we invite in the light? And I think that's the last biggest thing that is a part of your main message is that support is always available, but it needs to be invited in.
That's right.
So ask.
So ask, because you have free will. So they can't go against that. You just have to ask.
Lannie, thanks for being here today. Well, thanks
Thanks
for
for
being here in
having me.
general. Thank God for the
Of
angels
course.
and thank God for you. I call you my earth angel. And also, she's so funny as well. Okay, so we know where to find you. We know what you're up to. Thank you for sharing your story. And also for anyone who's feeling called to this work, it's not that you have to have had suffering in your life in order to lead with joy. It's just that most of us do. The human experience can be really hard and we will move through suffering at some point. I think that some people do lead with their power stories. Some people just lead with who they are when they're in joy sessions. But I do feel like often it's the path that we have walked that we are more easily able to support others in. And so, whatever that looks like for you, we're not calling in suffering. And the truth is, we talk about contrast and clarity. And in the law of attraction, contrasts are the things that you would never choose to experience. And in the humanness, we feel like it's happening to us. And like, why is this happening to me? And I experience it too. But in the soul realm, it's that it's actually happening through you. And that these things aren't here to hurt us, stop us, harm us. It's here to show us where to revision. And I would say it's often here to show us where our purpose lies
Mm-hmm.
because it's now Lannie, like back in when she was 40, like that time was the darkest time of her life. It almost took her out. But now she's here literally saving lives with her connection to the angels.
Yeah.
Again, same with me and my sobriety and addiction, losing my father and that grief and all of the ways in which I left myself was awful at the time. But I would not be here teaching this work. We would not be lighting it up together if it wasn't for those things. So it's just being able to zoom out and see it from a different perspective, more of that eagle-hearted perspective of, okay, there's more going on here than what we might feel when we're in it. And so to me, it's the reminder. And I just feel like there's people who need to hear this right now that your pain that you've experienced can actually be very related to your purpose when you reclaim your power.
Thousand
And
percent.
that's a big part of what we do in the Joy Facilitator program as well is you've probably reclaimed the power, but it's more being able to articulate that and just really seeing how that relates to the ways in which you're here to serve and support and what feels most aligned for you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we're here to
agree.
light it up. We're here to light it up. But
Light
where
it up.
there's light, there is shadow, right?
Yep. Yeah. Where there's like there's shadow.
What made you giggle?
Okay. This is probably not related. It's not related at all. I was at a meditation class yesterday, and my message was get lit up, light it up.
Of course it was. Of
And I,
course
and
it
I,
was.
I thought it was Louis Litt, but here it was Jillian Shecker.
You're so funny, Lannie. I love you. Okay. So for anyone
Okay.
listening, may I invite them to reach out to you if they have questions about Joy Facilitator program
Yes, of
or
course.
angels or working with you
Yeah,
or anything?
whatever. Yeah,
Okay, so we'll
anything.
have
I'm
that
always
linked
here.
up. We'll have that linked up.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you're feeling called to this work, if you're interested in the Joy Facilitator program, we do have a new cohort starting right away. I invite you to check out the academyofjoyfulliving.com. Reach out to me directly, reach out to Lannie. We would love to have you if it feels aligned for you. And I just know so deeply we're here to light the world up from the inside out together. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I love you.
I love you too.